From sensational kissing like this and scandalous behaviors like this, where officers forgot their boundaries and took advantage of their uniform. In this video, we're diving into some shocking tales of corrupt police officers who got caught misusing their authority. Chief Timothy Escola and Officer Janine England. In a small town in Ohio, a scandal broke out that completely tarnished the reputation of the local police department. The dash cam in a police car, meant to record what really happens during traffic stops and arrests, ended up showing a much more personal and inappropriate side of things. The footage, which soon circulated the community and beyond, showed England and Escola kissing, snuggling, and caressing each other. The craziest part was that the officers were actually on duty, supposed to be catching a robbery suspect who was chilling in the back seat of their car while they were up to no good. The video caused a huge uproar in the small Ohio town, with residents feeling seriously let down by those meant to keep them safe. People were vocal about wanting both officers to be dismissed. However, the outcomes for them were completely different. Chief Escola was allowed to retire quietly, leaving his job with all his benefits, which left many feeling like justice was missing. In contrast, Janine England, who owned up to her mistakes and tried to resign, ended up getting fired. This disparity in how they were treated raised eyebrows and sparked claims of gender bias within the department. Things took a turn when England filed a complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. After a year of investigation, the commission sided with her, saying that her inability to resign was partly linked to her gender. Following the shocking incident involving Janine England, in a shocking turn of events in Tyler, Texas, 3 law enforcement officers have gone from serving and protecting to committing theft. What was once a symbol of trust now reveals a disturbing breach of duty. Curtis Traylor Harris, LaQuenda Banks, and Derek Holman. On October 18th in Tyler, Texas, a major scandal broke involving Curtis Traylor Harris, a 33-year-old constable, along with his deputies, LaQuenda Banks and Derek Holman. On that fateful day, Traylor Harris and his team were meant to handle an eviction. Instead, they ended up taking stuff from the house they were meant to empty out. They took many items, including a G-Shock watch, an Apple iWatch, 2 analog watches, a box of ammunition, Oakley and Ray-Ban sunglasses, makeup, and a safe with antique coins, a quarter collection, military medals, a diploma, a birth certificate, and a social security card. The total value of the stolen items was over $750. Traylor Harris attempted to hide what they were doing by telling his deputies to switch off their body cameras, but Banks accidentally activated hers, recording their theft on video. The video captured Traylor Harris with a watch display box, urging Banks to take that. It was pretty obvious they were up to no good, as there were clips of them dealing with stolen cash and various other goods. The community was taken aback. Traylor Harris, Banks, and Holman faced charges for theft, official oppression, and abuse of power. Even though they denied the allegations at first, the evidence against them was overwhelming. This situation shattered the community's trust in these officers, making many wonder about the integrity of those who are supposed to keep them safe. Sergeant Christopher Police. The city of Sunrise, Florida, became the focus of a big controversy surrounding Sergeant Christopher Police from the Sunrise Police Department. One evening in November, Police's actions not only put a damper on his career, but also brought a lot of attention to the whole department. It all kicked off when police officers were called to a convenience store on the Sunset Strip after getting reports of Jean-Bernard Simelan attacking multiple people. As the officers worked to safely detain Simelan and restore order, Sergeant Police arrived on the scene. With all his experience, everyone thought Police would step up and lead his team, but what unfolded next left everyone stunned. Police engaged in a verbal altercation with the suspect, behaving in a way that seemed both inappropriate and unprofessional. The situation escalated when Police, holding a can of pepper spray, appeared ready to use it on the already restrained suspect. At this crucial time, a fellow officer, whose name is kept confidential, stepped up and made a brave choice. She rushed toward Police and pulled him away from the patrol car by his belt, attempting to de-escalate the situation. Police's response caught everyone off guard and was pretty shocking. He suddenly lunged at the officer, grabbing her by the throat and shoving her back. This shocking act left everyone in the room speechless and showed just how much he had violated the trust that came with his role as a supervisor. The body cam footage of the incident went viral, sparking public anger and putting the Sunrise Police Department in the hot seat. As a result, Sergeant Police was taken off his supervisory role while a detailed investigation took place. This situation really emphasized the need for accountability and showcased the courage of officers who stand up for justice, even when it means going against their fellow colleagues. If you think Christopher Police's behavior was shocking, wait till you hear about the next police officer. Officer Tyler Gelnett. On January 5, 2019, police stopped Kaylee Coates on Virginia Avenue in West Louisville. Officer Tyler Gelnett, who was still in training, was hanging out with other officers when they ran a license plate check and found out there was a bench warrant out for Coates. He had skipped a court date for a restitution case. As Gelnett got closer to her car, he requested to see her driver's license. Coates complied, but things took a turn when Gelnett instructed her to step out of the vehicle, suspecting marijuana use. A suspicion later backed by a passenger's admission of smoking earlier in the day. However, no marijuana was found in the car. Gelnett's body camera recorded what happened next. The footage showed Gelnett searching Coates, but his actions soon strayed from standard procedure. According to a lawsuit filed by Coates' attorney, Gelnett's hands moved inappropriately to touch her in between her legs. An officer on the scene spotted Gelnett acting inappropriately and stepped in, telling him to take Coates to the back of her car. Gelnett didn't back off and kept up his inappropriate search, reportedly touching Coates inappropriately. This made the other officer step in, realizing just how serious the situation was. Let's watch it again. You can see Coates' visible discomfort and distress as Gelnett's search became more invasive. The officer, who chose not to reveal his name, eventually confessed to Coates and her friend that Gelnett was a rookie and lacked experience. Unfortunately, this revelation did nothing to alleviate Coates' suffering. The lawsuit details how the incident left her with lasting emotional scars, battling insomnia, feelings of shame, and mental distress. Even with the serious accusations against him, Gelnett is still part of the police department, which has sparked public anger. Later on, he faced charges for official misconduct and drug trafficking, accused of taking marijuana from cases and handing it over to a woman he was dating, Declan Jones. In the lively streets of Newtown, Birmingham, what started as a regular day quickly spiraled into chaos when Officer Declan Jones broke the community's trust with a startling act of violence. 30-year-old Declan Jones was captured on CCTV, struggling with a teenager just moments after wrongly accusing him of possessing drugs. A 15-year-old kid, whose name is kept under wraps, ended up dealing with Jones's anger. The CCTV footage recorded every disturbing detail. Without any provocation, Jones unleashed a series of blows on the young boy. The boy, reeling from the unexpected attack, fell to the ground. Still, Jones kept going. He unleashed a flurry of kicks at the boy, and it looked like his anger was driving him more than any sense of justice. People walked by in the background, but it didn't stop Jones from continuing his brutal actions. It was only when the boy was lying still that Jones finally stopped. The video, which ended up being crucial in the court case, clearly showed the misuse of power. The fallout from the incident was quick and far-reaching. The boy, who suffered serious injuries, became a symbol of a bigger problem: the misuse of authority by those meant to protect us. People were outraged, with citizens and activists calling for accountability and change. In the courtroom, the prosecution leaned heavily on the CCTV footage as the key piece of evidence against Jones. With the undeniable video in play, the defense struggled to make a case. The trial drew a lot of media attention, with experts dissecting the footage, showcasing the harshness of Jones's actions. Witnesses stepped up to confirm what the video had already shown, that Jones didn't act in self-defense or out of duty, but rather from a twisted sense of power. In the end, Officer Jones was convicted of assault. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, wait till you hear the story of Isaiah Lloyd. Isaiah Lloyd. Ever get that creepy feeling like someone's keeping an eye on you? For one mom in Tennessee, that sensation spiraled into a real-life horror story during what should have been a simple traffic stop. On what appeared to be just another day, Patricia Wilson, a mother of two, was cruising in her pickup truck around Tennessee. Her routine commute was interrupted by the flashing lights of Trooper Isaiah Lloyd's cruiser. After pulling over and providing her license and registration, Patricia faced a chilling directive. She was asked to step out and place her hands on the hood of the cruiser for a quick search. Patricia noticed that the trooper's hands stayed a bit too long during the search, brushing against areas where there was clearly no weapon or illegal stuff to hide. Even though the dash cam was rolling, it missed some things. However, if you watch closely, you can see the officer's hands underneath the hood of the car, touching Patricia for too long around her shorts. Patricia felt completely exposed after going through a really embarrassing field sobriety test. After what felt like forever, she finally got a ticket for not buckling up and was just told to leave. However, the ordeal didn't end there. Hours later, just a quarter mile from her home, Patricia saw the same police vehicle's lights flashing again. Trooper Lloyd stopped her again, this time giving her a ticket for her tinted windows and some wild driving. When he said, "We have to stop meeting like this," it came off more as a weird pickup line than anything official. The event led to a DEA investigation that looked closely at the dashboard camera footage and what witnesses had to say. While they found that Lloyd didn't follow standard training procedures, there wasn't enough proof to file criminal charges. This left Patricia feeling frustrated, as she believed justice was not achieved, prompting her to take legal action against Lloyd. During the investigation, Lloyd maintained that he acted professionally and was just doing his job. However, Patricia couldn't shake the feeling of being singled out and harassed, which brought attention to the hidden power struggles that can happen during traffic stops. Officer Dana Elmore. Officer Dana Elmore was caught on camera using excessive force in a manner that has left a lot of people shocked. It all kicked off with a car that had a flat tire and 3 people trying to fix it. One of them was Micah Washington, and his run-in with Officer Elmore was about to turn into a scene that would grab the nation's focus. While the 3 of them were busy with the broken-down car, Officer Elmore came over. The specifics of the exchange are a bit murky, but it wrapped up with Washington getting handcuffed. What followed was caught on video, and that clip spread like wildfire across social media and news channels. The video captures Washington, who is now restrained, getting hit with the electric shock from a stun gun that Officer Elmore is using. You can hear the officer asking Washington if he wants another jolt, along with some pretty harsh commands filled with swear words and insults. The video shows Washington enduring prolonged pain from a stun gun, prompting a fierce public outcry for Officer Elmore's firing due to unacceptable police behavior. Following the incident, the Reform Police Chief and Mayor acknowledged the video's impact, placing Elmore on administrative leave, which failed to satisfy demands for stronger action. Zachary Wester. Zachary Wester started his journey in law enforcement with big dreams of serving justice at the Jackson County Sheriff's Department. Unfortunately, things took a troubling turn, exposing a shocking misuse of authority. Wester's concerning actions were revealed during regular traffic stops, where he alleged he discovered small quantities of drugs, resulting in arrests and charges that could devastate lives. This wasn't just a one-off situation. More and more people started speaking out against Wester for making false drug charges, and body camera footage brought up some serious doubts. One notable case involved Teresa Odom, who pulled over for a minor traffic infraction. Body cam video revealed Wester searching her purse and reportedly discovering methamphetamine inside. However, the footage also appeared to show Wester holding an unknown object before the search, casting doubt on his discovery. Odom insisted the drugs were not hers, and the footage seemed to support her claim. Wester frequently turned off his body camera during key moments, only to reactivate it when he found drugs, raising concerns about his credibility. This prompted the Jackson County Sheriff's Department to launch an internal investigation, reviewing over 1,000 hours of footage and interviewing numerous individuals. The investigation revealed that many with clean records faced serious drug charges due to Wester's actions, leading to overturned convictions and dropped charges. In July 2019, Wester was arrested on multiple felony charges, including racketeering and fabricating evidence. His trial garnered significant attention, with strong evidence presented against him. Ultimately, he was found guilty on 19 counts, including drug possession and perjury, and in May 2021, he was sentenced to 12.5 years in prison for his crimes and breach of public trust. Officer Baron Cooper. In Dallas, a high-speed drama unfolded that would shake the very foundations of the Dallas Police Department. Officer Baron Cooper ended up in hot water after getting involved in an unauthorized high-speed chase. A teenager was suspected of speeding, which kicked off the chase. Officer Cooper rammed his squad car into the suspect's vehicle, sending it spinning wildly before it crashed in a messy pile. Feeling the rush of adrenaline, Officer Cooper leaped out of his squad car, weapon in hand, prepared to face off with the teenager. The body cam footage showed even more disturbing actions as Cooper, misusing his authority, pressed the gun against the teenager's head. Cooper's body camera captured the aftermath of the pursuit, revealing critical details. You can clearly see the spot where the officer's squad car collided with the teenager's vehicle. When other officers showed up, they noticed Cooper trying to move his vehicle to change the scene. What he said didn't match up with what the body camera footage captured. Cooper, with only 2 years in the department and no prior issues with internal affairs, faced serious consequences for his misconduct. The police chief's firm approach underscored the expectations for Dallas officers and the importance of accountability. Legally, Cooper's situation remained uncertain as the teenager involved in the chase and his family chose not to assist with the investigation, resulting in no charges. This incident highlighted the critical need for transparency and honesty in law enforcement. If you think that this police officer's actions were shocking, wait until you see the next officer on our list. Officer Reuben McCausland. In March 2018, St. Joseph's Regional Hospital in Paterson, New Jersey, became the backdrop for a shocking act of violence that would cast a shadow over the Paterson Police Department. Officer Reuben McCausland, who was just 27 years old, was on the job and in uniform when he did something that would not only cost him his career, but also undermine the public's trust in the people who are supposed to keep them safe. The victim, Andrew Cassiano, who was struggling with suicidal thoughts, was placed in what was believed to be a safe hospital room. In a video shot by another officer, Andrew Cassiano could be heard telling the officers, "You're a bitch." Standing over Cassiano's hospital bed, McCausland faced a desperate challenge when Cassiano said, "Do it." McCausland responded by giving Cassiano 2 hard slaps to the face. Cassiano sustained a severe eye injury, requiring surgery from the brutal attacks. The U.S. Attorney's Office swiftly acted on incriminating video evidence to hold McCausland accountable. The ex-officer received nearly 6 years in prison for assault and drug dealing, starkly contradicting his supposed values, along with a restitution order of $32,890 $92. The legal fallout didn't just affect McCausland. Another officer, Roger Then, who recorded the video, also got caught up in the scandal. For Andrew Casciano, the physical and emotional wounds from the assault drove him to pursue justice through civil action. He ended up filing a $4 million lawsuit against the city. That is for today's video. If you like this video, you will love the next one too.